Alright, welcome back to the podcast that no one asked for, Season 1, Episode 3. Also, I would like to just state every new season is just the year. So, whenever this year is over, Season 2 will start if I choose to continue this. So, today, as you saw from the thumbnail and the title, I'm talking about conspiracy theories. Now, I should probably actually look up what conspiracy theories are real quick so I can give a brief definition. But according to the Wikipedia on them, they they are an explanation or just explanations for events or situations that assert the existence of a conspiracy by powerful and sinister groups, often political in motivation. So, and also, it says whenever other situations are more probable. So, a conspiracy is just it's what it's like conspiring against or for something, like to plan. I'm conspiring against YouTube. I don't know. And so I would make up a conspiracy against YouTube because that's what conspiracy theories do. They are against what the general public believes, and they focus more on what the minority of people would agree in. So I have lists of conspiracy theories here. They're also from the Wikipedia, and I might leave a link to in the description to this Wikipedia if you want to look at them. So I'm just gonna go off of the ones I see in this list that I know about and talk about them. Only the ones that I've heard about. So the first one that I see that I know is chemtrails, which is okay. I have an easy explanation for this. So chemtrails, it's essentially the idea that they're like planes are dropping like powder in the air that we're breathing, and whenever we breathe in this certain powder, it makes us think a certain way to do certain things. So it's like every time you breathe, Biden's telling you to breathe. But so yeah, it's just planes that drop off this spread this powder or something in the air that makes us believe a certain thing about the government. Now the reason this one is kind of dumb is because we know that there are several people who stay inside all the time and wouldn't be able to be exposed to these chemtrails, and they have the same thoughts as people who would be exposed to the chemtrails. So and they're not being made to think this stuff because they never go outside. How would they do that? With the AC maybe, but that just doesn't make sense. This is one of the dumbest conspiracies. A lot of conspiracy theories are dumb, but there are some conspiracy theories where I'm like kind of suspicious about. Oh, hold up, I gotta do a thumbnail face. There we go. Now, let's see. Okay. I have to read this a little bit before I give my thoughts on it. It's about the JFK assassination. And so if I read what the article says, it says, in modern times, multiple conspiracy theories concerning the assassination of John F. Kennedy in 1963 have emerged. Vincent Bugliosi estimated that over 1,000 books had been written about the Kennedy assassination, and at least 90% of which were works supporting the view that there was a conspiracy. As a result of this, the Kennedy assassination has been described as the mother of all conspiracies. The countless individuals and organizations that have been accused of involvement in the Kennedy assassination include the CIA, the Mafia, sitting Vice President Lyndon B. Johnson, Cuban Prime Minister Fidel Castro, the KGB, or even some combination thereof. It is also frequently asserted that the United States federal government intentionally covered up crucial information in the aftermath of the assassination to prevent the conspiracy from being discovered. So this one is the idea that whenever JFK was assassinated in the car, it's like the idea is that the government had assassinated like had assassinated him, and I'm not exactly sure what the why that is. I don't know what people's reasonings for believing that are, and I'm not saying I don't believe it. I think that uh any conspiracy could be true. That's why they are conspiracy theories. But I don't really I don't know what the reasoning behind people's thoughts about this are. Uh, but I maybe I need to hear more about this. But yeah, it's just that the idea that the CIA or some other you know part of the government had assassinated him because he had some crucial information or something like that. I have no idea. Let's see. Uh, I don't know. What is this? Uh, I see anti-Semitism. I see anti-Catholicism. I see Antichrist. Oh, Antichrist. Okay. So I don't know if I don't really know what this is. I'm gonna read about it. So the Antichrist. Apocalyptic prophecies, particularly Christian claims about the end times, have inspired a range of conspiracy theories. Many of these cite the Antichrist, a leader who will supposedly create an oppressive world empire. Countless figures have been called Antichrist, including Holy Roman Emperor Frederick II, Russian Emperor Peter the Great, Saladin, Pope John the 22nd, Benito Mussolini, Barack Obama, French Emperor Napoleon Bonaparte, and German Führer Adolf Hitler. So, okay, so the Antichrist is it. Hmm. So I'm not exactly sure what the I don't know if you can hear this, but my fans are like absolutely going off the rails. I don't think you can hear it, but yeah. So it's like some guy who's going to have a big influence on the world, but it has an influence in the wrong way, like a big world leader who is on the opposing side, um, that will convince or persuade a lot of people to go in the error of the wrong ways. So and then this is an idea that a lot of Christians have, that someday there's gonna be uh or someday there already has been an antichrist who is, I mean, it's like what it sounds like, the opposite of Christ, someone who will come to this earth and uh you know to wreak havoc on it, I guess. um so there's that. Racism is under here. I don't know what that's about, but I'm not gonna read that. Okay, I'm not gonna say that I believe this 100%, but and this is a touchy subject, but there's a conspiracy theory. There's several conspiracy theories about 9/11, and one of the main ones is that it was not like a plane that demolished the buildings, but it was like a deliberate demolition done by the U.S. government. Uh, they I don't really know what the reason for that would be, and I've never really looked into this, but it's just the idea that the demolition of the Twin Towers were set in by the US government and not, you know, and it wasn't by, Osama and, you know, whoever else was involved with it. So, and I don't know. I like because I haven't looked into all the details of this conspiracy theory and why it would be true, like what would be the government's reasoning for doing this. Also, I don't know why I always hold the microphone. I can just set it down. I don't know what the reasoning for uh you know the government to do that, but I haven't looked into it, so I cannot say. And then there's also a famous, like, there's been memes about this, about not about 9/11, but about Jeffrey Epstein. And you know, Jeffrey Epstein, that one dude who had an island and did things. And so the idea, I can't remember. I think the idea, like what the main public wants people to believe, is that he killed himself. Uh, but then the conspiracy theory side of this is that it was a deliberate attempt uh, that to kill him. He did not kill himself, and the evidence for this is pretty strong because what happens is that the cameras or something to the prison just so happened to go uh, out while Jeffrey Epstein is just in his cell, and then the security guards happened to just not be on watch, and then Jeffrey Epstein happened to be able to hang himself in that short amount of time. And so I personally lean more on the side that he didn't kill himself, but I haven't done enough research to determine. Every conspiracy theory that I bring up, I don't know like which one is true. I just know which one I lean more towards, and I would say that I don't think he killed himself, but I don't know because you know I haven't looked too much into it. But yeah, that's one of and that's another conspiracy theory. Let's see. Okay, I think there. So there's one about the COVID-19 pandemic. Like the main belief is that, and I'm not gonna say my opinion on this because I really don't know. But the belief is that the on the conspiracy theorist side is that the uh virus was started not by bats in China, but it was in a lab in Wuhan, I think, in China. And it was I'm again with most of these I don't know what the reasoning for believing the conspiracy theories are, but I think it was just uh I really don't know. Well, like yeah, I seriously I don't know what the reason for believing this is. Um yeah, I have no idea. So yeah, there's the idea that the virus was deliberately made in a lab in China. Um, I don't know. Okay, then there's another one that I've heard Kanye talk about. Uh, that it's about fluoride in water. There's so in water in like America and I think also in Britain, they put like fluoride in it, and I think that, and I don't think that's not conspiracy theory. Like everyone knows that there's fluoride in the water, but the idea is that the fluoride is cleaning your teeth more because like fluoride is one of the main things in toothpaste. But that's not what the conspiracy theory is. The theory is that the fluoride is like brainwashing you, I guess. I don't It's like because it's such a public thing that people use like every day, and it somehow brainwashes you. And this is one of the I don't this is one of the dumbest conspiracy theories I've ever heard. It's the idea that like you just got tooth you got fluoride, and that's brainwashing you, but we use it every day. I I don't believe that one, but then again, none of the toothpaste that I use I don't think uses fluoride. I don't know. So I'm just woke. I'm smarter than the average person. But yeah, that's about fluoridation. And then there's also, okay, there's a belief that climate change isn't real. I mean, that's the whole conspiracy theory. It's just that cons- climate change, it's either that climate change isn't real, but there's also a belief that climate change was invented by people. So there's that, and I'm not gonna say which one I lean more towards. Then we got Flat Earth, and this one is one of the dumbest conspiracies because, like, obviously the Earth is flat. We don't need to have people, like, starting a whole society for this, right? Like, the Earth is flat. Like, okay, look at this. How did I just do that? How did I continue? Like, how did I come back to the ground? It's not gravity. No, the way I did that is because the Earth is continually being moved up by a turtle, because there's a turtle under the Earth that's moving us continually up, and people like don't want to believe that. And I'm actually astonished that people don't believe that. Like you think that the Earth is round, that there's some that you know if the Earth is spinning at like 10 trillion kilometers, I don't know how fast it's spinning, not that much, or how fast the round earthers say it spins. But if you think that it's spinning that fast, how come we're not flying off, huh? I mean, seriously, think about it. How come we're not flying off the Earth, like, immediately whenever we're born? It's not because of gravity. Gravity isn't real. It's because the turtle is continually moving us up so that we always stay down, and the turtle is moving at a constant rate. But then sometimes there are parts of the turtle that like he slows down a bit and then messes up a bit, and then an earthquake happens. There you go. There's the explanation. Now, there's also a belief that like Achilles is like holding the earth. Uh but that aligns with the round earth theory that Achilles is like holding a ball of the earth, which is obviously not true because, well, the earth is not round. Uh, but I mean, I don't know if it's either Achilles or a turtle that's pushing us up, but it's not round. right? I mean, that's I seriously cannot believe people actually like the majority of people believe that it's round, and they just don't do like their research. Like you have scientists looking into this stuff, but they just look into it and then they spread misinformation on the internet, on Twitter of all places. Like, who spreads misinformation on Twitter? I have never seen that before. But then these people come around and they start doing it, and we're supposed to just believe that? Like, I. It's ridiculous. I honestly, I'm like shocked that people actually believe that. Unbelievable. Now, the final, unless I see another one on here that interests me, this is not one that I've seen on here, but there's uh like an idea. Hold on, let me get something real quick. Money. There's like an idea that like there's hidden messages within like money, like oh if you take the back of this dollar and then add up what was that, and then you add up all the numbers, they and then you divide it by the number president that this guy was, and then you take the amount of letters in the United States of America and put that into a number, and then you take the first digit of pi and then you divide it by 300, then you get 911. And so it's these people like coming up with weird complex ways. This is a really dumb conspiracy. It's like people coming up with weird complex things within like dollar bills or some commonplace things like that. Uh, Thinking that there's like hidden messages within them, which is ridiculous because why would if there were, why would they why would the government put that in there? Like it's like, oh, if you find out that we've been making you brainwashing you, then you know, thank you for finding that out. You're gonna win uh, a trip to as wait, that's not what it's called. Aztec Island. That's not what it's called. I forget what it's called. It's the name of a prison. I really forget what it's called. But it's like, why would they want you to find that out? Why wouldn't they just not do that? Because they don't. They don't like. There's no hidden messages like within physical objects. There's obviously like hidden messages within certain things in our government. I'm not gonna deny that. I feel like it's a bit oblivious of us to think that you know we're open to everything. We know everything. Obviously, we don't. There's a lot of like hidden messages that we don't know about. But like the idea of like this there being hidden messages is in like in our everyday currency. It's like no, there's not, and that's just I don't. Yeah, I see one here that says that Donald Trump has been a proponent of the conspiracy theory that Barack Obama was not born in the U.S. Wait, hold up, what? Former U.S. President Barack Obama has been the subject of numerous conspiracy theories. His presidency was the subject of a 2009 film, The Obama Deception by Alex Jones. What? Which alleged that Obama's administration was a puppet government for a wealthy elite. Another theory, I think I might have heard about this before. I don't know when. Another theory which came to prominence in 2009, known as birtherism, denies the legitimacy of Obama's presidency by claiming that he was not born in the U.S. Do you have to be like born in the U.S. to become a president? I did not know that because I know that I mean everyone who's been a president has been born in the U.S., I didn't think that that was like a requirement. That's weird. This theory has been this theory has persisted despite the evidence that of his Hawaiian birth certificate and of contemporaneous birth announcements in two Hawaiian newspapers in 1961. Notable, notable promoters of the theory are dentist lawyer Orally Tates, never heard of her, and former President DJ Trump, who has since publicly acknowledged its falsity, but is said to continue to advocate for it privately. Other theories claim that Barack Obama, a Protestant Christian, is secretly a Muslim. I mean, have you seen those images of Obama bin Laden? I'm just saying. A pair of fatal attacks on U.S. government facilities in Benghazi, Libya, by Islamist terrorists in 2012 has spawned numerous conspiracy theories, including allegations that Obama's administration arranged the attack for political reasons, and Senator Rand Paul's repeated assertion that the government's response to the incident was designed to distract from a secret CIA operation. I, yeah, I don't, I don't understand what this one is. This is confusing. This is confusing. This is the longest episode of the podcast that no one asked for. So, I mean, it's only episode 3. We might get longer, who knows. But I think that about sums up these. Let me see if I can find any more. I'm gonna pause the recording real quick. Okay, I have an article from Teen Vogue talking about the 11 most popular conspiracy theories in recent history. Why go for 11? Why go for 11? Okay, like 10. Just do 10. Why do you need to have a random number like 11? Where did that come from? Anyways, I'm not gonna read that first one. I've already seen that one. Oh, dude, okay, I completely forgot about this one. There's a belief that the moon landing was faked, which, I mean, obviously it was. I mean, you think that, like, we just went up? Like, ever heard of... Wait, I'm a flat earther, I can't. Ever heard of No, but there is no gravity. I'm sorry, I looked at the article next to this one. It says Dua Lipa showed off her sun bum in the tiniest shorts we've ever seen. What are articles, man? Like this, that sounds like a BuzzFeed article. What is that? That okay. Anyways, but you think that we just went up and defied the turtles' push of the Earth and went to the moon? Like the moon. Oh wait, is the moon flat? I haven't looked into that. But yeah, no, it's. I mean, it's definitely faked because like they didn't even have texting back then, and you're telling me that they had the ability to communicate with NASA and go up into space and then have that like that's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. But if you reverse a small step for man, it says man will spacewalk. Matter of fact, let me show you real quick. Dude, why is it so difficult for me to find one? I like keep on looking in at ones and it's saying like for me to drag files in. I want one that I can just speak into, but it's not giving me that. Okay, you know what? I have an app on my phone that will reverse audio, so I'll just use that. Just give me a second. Small step for man. Okay, now if you listen closely, it sounds like it says man will spacewalk. Kind of. The way that what was it? Neil Armstrong said it, like you could very clearly hear him say, "Man will spacewalk." Small step for man. Man will spacewalk. Man will spacewalk. I don't. You'd have to listen to it, like by uh, Neil himself actually saying it, because it sounds like it says "man will spacewalk." Anyways, let's go to another one. Um, some of these are a bit too much. What? How is this a conspiracy? Area 51 is home to a lot of aliens. Okay, I have seen and heard a lot of people who don't believe in aliens, and it's like if you have an infinite universe, why on earth do you think that there'd be no aliens? Like I've heard like one of the Christian arguments is that then there'd have to be like another Jesus on one of those planets to save them. So you'd have to have like multiple like saviors. Which I understand that, but at the same time, God would have to have a reason for like making all of those planets, right? Gotta have my coffee. But there has to be a reason all of those are there, and maybe there's no aliens in our solar system. Maybe there's no aliens in a galaxy. Maybe there's no aliens within a 10 trillion light year radius of us. But I think that there's something out there, even if it's a microscopic life form. There has to also there has to be something out there. But also, I'm sorry, I keep on looking at myself instead of the camera, so that's just what I'm looking at. I'm just looking at myself, not on purpose. I just that I'm more drawn to handsome things. But yeah, and I think that'll do it. So, in the words of Matthew McConaughey, and if you enjoyed, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.